What's up guys, so today we're re-uploading the Kia audit we did, which you'll notice has disappeared from the channel. I'll explain exactly what's going on later in the video, but for now, I hope you enjoy. Right, but publicly accessible areas count as a public area, and public areas are allowed to be filmed.
You're just trying, you're antagonising.
No, I'm being totally polite. No,
you're not, you're and how you're dressed is not how somebody would come dressed to look at cars.
What is up guys, Skyview here, and today we took a trip to some dealerships in Loughborough, Leicestershire, and it was pretty interesting, I gotta say. We had plenty of interaction and not all of it was great, so let's check it out. So this is Mercedes in Loughborough in Leicestershire. Now we're going to do this whole set. We've got a bunch of others over there which we're going to go to as well. Volkswagen, Kia, Toyota, all sorts down here. So we're going to go have a look and see what we can find, to be honest. We've got right, so what we've got Hyundai and Kia here, look. So Mercedes is there, so I guess the only way around to Mercedes is to go around this way. So we'll just keep walking and having a look, see what we can see. Come here today with my old mate here, who's gonna come and help us out with this one. What we got here? What's this say? 53,000 for that. Jesus. I don't even like the look of it myself, do you? No. Some paths here lead down to Kia. So how do you get to Mercedes then? It's a weird one. We'll walk down, we'll have a look. We'll go see some more Mercedes on the way, because you never know what we're going to find, do we? What we got? Volkswagens. Got a big price range, haven't they, these ones? Lots of flags and stuff waving about and all. At least we know it's a little windy, but we'll still get the drone over eventually. I guess we walk down that way there, see if we can get to Mercedes that way. Although with it being a forecourt, there's clearly pedestrian access, so maybe we get on that way. Although they had to have some way of getting the cars in, didn't they?
That's nice.
Yeah, that one's not too bad. What else we got? See, we won't cross over just yet. Next door we've got Toyota. So yeah, we'll walk around here, see what we can find. Just taking a random mosey. We'll start with this one, because it's right next to us. See if they know how to get onto Mercedes. Maybe we've got to follow this whole road down. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Look at this one here, look. £27,500. Be nice to have that kind of money, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what the newer models are compared to the older ones. I'm guessing these ones are quite new. Over here. Well, I'm not seeing any barrier here, and if there was, they've took it down. Let's have a look. Customer parking's that way, and then I've got many different cars here. Have you heard of these IDs before? No? No? Neither have I, to be honest. Huh? They look electric. They've got the kind of design. Let's have a look. Does it say in the window what it is? No, not really. It's not really telling us anything. Let's have a look. What else we got down here? Got some of the more old school Volkswagens down this way, look. Look at this one here. This is nice. It's GTI. I'm guessing we just keep walking down this way to
Yeah.
see if we can find what's going on. Look at all these cars, man. That's nice. That one there. Don't you think?
Wheels.
Yeah, big wheels. Very, very nice. And this would be the main entrance, I'd assume. You can see a bunch of different things in there. There's a car right in there, look. Always astounds me when they have cars inside buildings. Even though we always know how they get in there, it still sets your mind going. So yeah, this is Volkswagen Loughborough. As always, at the end of the video we'll have some facts about the company, when they started, when they came to Loughborough, that sort of stuff. We'll do that over the drone footage we're going to get soon. Just walking all the way around, have a look at everything we can see, because you never know, do you? It's a nice black Touareg in there, look. Sorry?
Having a look around, mate.
Yeah, just having a look around.
Yeah.
Yeah, videos, yeah. Just because we're interested, that's all. We do businesses. We walk around all sorts of places in the UK and like particular Loughborough area at the minute. Just take photos, videos, whatever we can see, different businesses, and then at the end we'll fly a drone over and take aerial footage, which we then sort of put some facts about the business. So, you know, like when they arrived in Loughborough or wherever they are, you know, depending on where we're at. When they arrived in Loughborough, something about the actual company itself, who owns the land, you know, if there was anything before, like, you know, before you guys were here, or if there was a different dealership, or if it's changed names or anything like that, you know, just that sort of stuff, really.
History on the side.
So what'd you put them onto?
Well, they go on YouTube.
Okay.
But
What's the channel? I'll have a look.
see, I don't really release the channel because sometimes when we go to these places, people use it as a sort of, they sort of look and they go, how many views has he got? Is it worth our time? Is it worth us talking to him? That sort of thing. And then sometimes they go, no, it's not worth it. Sometimes they do. Like, I'm not saying how many subscribers we've got, but you know, we do reach an audience. And sometimes it can change how people approach you. Sometimes it can change how people talk to you. You know, and that's why we turn up unannounced as well, so that we get sort of, you know, completely without telling anyone what we're doing, and then just sort of see what we can see, and you know, whatever we can find out from people. But if we say, you know, let's say we had 100 subscribers and then another channel had, say, 10,000, you guys might give more information to the guys who had 10,000 as opposed to the guys that had 100. Do you see what I mean?
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so we tend not to give out our channel information. We don't give out personal information. We just come along, you know, stay to like the public areas, you know, like obviously forecourt. We've not jumped any gates or anything, so you know, we're just interested in cars mainly this time round. Last time we were doing scientific stuff, weren't we? We did Thermo Fisher down there. Who else did we do? That Kindever place just down the road as well. At the minute we're sort of circling Loughborough, doing all the sorts of places we can see in Loughborough, because sometimes from the air, you know, you can get some quite good shots. And we thought about cars because, you know, you've got so many on the forecourts and stuff. I bet it'll look pretty cool from the air, you know. So yeah, that's all we're doing really. We're not here to cause a bother, not here to cause anyone any trouble.
Help, just let us know.
All right, mate, nice one, will do.
Thanks again.
Right,
Are you
thanks a lot.
alright me taking pictures of inside, or?
Probably not inside,
That's fine.
but outside you're more than welcome to.
It's worth asking because sometimes we do get invited in, so you know, it's worth asking.
Absolutely. It's just I don't know if there's any customers in there, and I don't know if they'll be able to take photos.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, mate. That's fine. But yeah,
fine.
appreciate your time.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. Cheers.
Thank you.
So, that guy was quite nice.
Yeah.
Quite professional.
Matt, his name was.
Matt
Yes.
from Loughborough Volkswagen. Yeah. We've got Kia next door, which I guess we'll cross over to. I don't even know how to get to these other places. I guess if that's the customer car park at the back, I guess we get round the back, you know. But yeah, so there you have it. Quite professional guy, Matt. Seemed to be quite a nice fella. That's a nice colour. Look at this one. That's a lovely colour, that one. Yeah. Gotta love the gold.
I've been asked not to film on site.
No, we haven't.
Well, okay, we're asking
you
not
to
film
then, no
on site.
filming
That's
on site, please.
Is this not a public area?
No.
No,
Okay, so where's the public area start then? Where's your
On your
public
pavement.
area?
on the pavement.
Okay, and how do people, like members of the public, if they wanted to say, come and look at these cars, how would they get here? Would there be,
Matt was alright with it a
'cause-
second ago.
would there be like,
Just wanna
is
work out
there
what
like
we
a
need to
gate
come
or
up
anything?
to.
Or anything like that? What security?
Our security cameras where you've just pointed your camera up.
No one's filming your security.
Okay.
We filmed the
we're
Loughborough
asking.
Volkswagen thing up there.
We're just being polite and just
Yeah,
asking.
we're just
not-
asking no
not to
film.
film.
No, I mean, you
Matt
can ask, obviously,
Matt
but...
just
That's
came
okay.
and spoke to us. And
Yeah,
said
Matt
it
said
was
that's fine,
okay.
just have a walk around, film
Well,
what we
in
film.
fairness, we're higher on the site than Matt is.
Right, okay.
Okay.
No disrespect, we're asking you
No.
not to film.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll continue to film around the site, you know, but I will let you know we are taking a drone up shortly. We're going to take some aerial footage of the site as well. And then we find information on, like, online, on the website, things like that, find a bit of history, whether it used to be something before Volkswagen or, you know, whatever. And then we put that as a voiceover over the drone footage. So that's all we're doing, really. Nothing to get alarmed about at all.
We're not
So-
alarmed. We're just
no.
asking you not to film in our private areas. Thank you.
Yeah, so is that the
So
public
is
car
this
park there?
private? Is that what you've
Okay.
got the
Public
problem
car
with?
park.
This is private
Ah.
property.
Okay, so how...
Customers can come on here and obviously can view our cars, but they're viewing to buy a car. But this is private property. It's not public. Public obviously is the highway. This
Right.
is not a highway. This is privately owned.
But this is publicly accessible though? Like there's no
Other
gates or
reasons
anything?
to purchase
Just
vehicles.
vehicles.
If you'd like to purchase vehicles, we'll quite happily show you around the whole site. If you're not here to purchase a vehicle, thanks for your time.
Right, but publicly accessible areas
You are more
count
than
as a
welcome
public
to film
area,
us from
and
the-
public areas are allowed
You're
to be
just
filmed.
trying. You're antagonising.
No, I'm
Yes,
being
you
totally
are.
polite. No,
You're not.
That's,
You're
uh,
antagonising. And how you're dressed is not how somebody would come dressed to look
No,
at
we're-
cars.
we're dressed like this because we respect our own privacy. So we make sure that others have to respect our privacy because otherwise,
then you should
you know.
respect what we're asking you to do by the same.
Oh no, we do respect
I know
it.
we're
It's just
having a
that,
conversation, isn't it?
yeah, it's just that our,
Absolutely.
you know, it's our right to film in public, and this,
You're
with there
more than
being no
welcome to film
barriers,
from
with there
the-
being no,
as-
Yeah, this
As
gentleman
you're,
said
as
it
you're
would
well
be
aware,
filmed
you're
from
more than
Yeah,
welcome to
which we
film.
will.
Everything we've
Um,
got from our public highway, which is completely viewable from the pavement, you're more than welcome to
Yeah.
do that. No one's going to stop you from flying a drone over the top of us.
No.
I don't want you to cause alarm to our customers dressed in the
No.
way that you're dressed,
right.
because it is slightly alarming.
So
Being hooded up, masked up.
So let me get this straight then. So the only issue you have with us is essentially that we've got a camera on your site. If we were here to
So
look at
So
cars,
we've had
we'd be
lots
allowed.
of vehicles over
Yeah.
the years broken into by people
Okay.
coming on site, taking note of what we've got,
Right.
maybe filming it for their own personal things, coming back
Okay.
later in the evening and then breaking it. We're not stopping you coming on the site. You're more
Okay.
than welcome to come and look at the site and look and view cars. If you want to film, we'll politely ask you to film from the pavement. If you want to fly a drone over, you're more than welcome
So the
to fly a drone
distinguishing
over.
feature is the filming. What
Yes.
you're saying, right?
Yes, because not a normal customer would walk into a business, whether it be a supermarket, whether it be Wickes, whether it be a car dealership, filming everything that they see. If
Right.
you were here to buy a car, we'll gladly help you. Not a problem at all. If you want to film us, please do so from the pavement. But from that, I'm asking you to leave the site.
Okay. Well, we'll step off the site. Just out of curiosity, how do we get to Kia and Mercedes? Because there's no kind
Through
of.
their main entrance.
It looks like there's no paths or
You've got a
anything.
main entrance just there for both.
So that's the main entrance.
Kia, and you've got a main entrance over there.
Right. Okay. We'll go down to the main entrance then and walk around
Thank
that
you
way.
very much, gentlemen.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. Cheers. Well, I've had different experiences, I suppose, but I would argue this is a public area.
Well, yeah, I believe it
The
is.
distinguishing feature being a camera, what they don't realise is that a camera is discrimination, is preventing a human right. You know, and under section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972, we can film in a public area. And I would consider that to be a public area, right there. You know, because that there, people can walk along, you know. So I would say that that in itself would be a public area, you know. So I would argue that this here, all down here, because of the fact we can walk around, we cross no gates, as everybody saw. There's no signs anywhere saying that this is private, you know. So, but you know, you live and learn. I will talk to some of the guys who do what we do and see what the other guys that do what we do say. because I'm pretty sure that's a public area. I am pretty sure this is a public area as well. Look, this is customer parking, so this is a public area. So we are protected. There she goes, look, she's going in to warn them what we're doing. Here we go. So now, that lady, so we go to Volkswagen, let me get this straight, we go to Volkswagen, okay. One guy called Matt comes out, absolutely no problem. Step back. Johnny. Car. So that guy over there comes out, talks to us, not an issue, okay? Absolutely fine with us doing that, yeah?
Have you asked permission to take photos?
Sorry?
Have you asked for permission for photos?
Permission from who?
Well, you just taking photos of stuff in the car park. There's other people's cars here.
No, we don't need permission, mate. We're taking photos of the building. We're going to fly a drone over soon and take some aerial shots as well.
Oh, right.
We, yeah, we like this. Obviously, there's no sign saying this is private or anything. You know, we know it's obviously someone else's land.
Yeah, we've just got customers' car and stuff here, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, we're not looking at the cars, we're looking at the building.
Yeah.
We're not interested in the cars.
Yeah, thank you.
Where's he going?
I don't know.
So yeah, we have a guy called Matt come out from us there, okay? He tells us, no issue, everything's fine, not a problem.
Yeah.
Then we have this lady come out, who we don't know who she is, she didn't tell us who she was, with a guy who, I don't know, I suppose he was the intimidation because he was big, you know. And then he comes out and starts telling us we're on private land and we got to leave and we can't film, you know. Like, this is ridiculous.
Is that? Are we?
Well, I'm not seeing any sort of signage around here whatsoever, right? Yeah? Filming. Just the building.
You need our permission.
Now at this point, a guy comes in from the left. We know he works for Kia because he was wearing the Kia uniform. What we don't know is who he is or what his role was. He continued to argue over GDPR, where's public, where's private, the legalities of filming, and all the usual nonsense we get as auditors. And because of what we do, he didn't like the fact that we were covering our faces. It's quite discriminatory in a way. We always work within legislation, so for him to argue the legality was a fruitless effort. In either case, the previous video was removed for a privacy violation, and I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out who it was that raised that issue. As for now, we've decided to blur the entire top half of the video just so you guys can see what actually transpired, and so that this video can't be removed for the same issue. Right, this is what we've just had this conversation, okay? There's no signs that we can see saying this is private, and if this is customer parking, that means that this would be considered a public space under the law, okay? Because customers can come here just like in the main entrance.
They come under our permission. This is our private property, and we're asking you now, as we speak, to leave if you can, please.
Yeah, that's fine. We're still going to obviously film around the area. Just let you know though, we are going to send a drone up shortly and take aerial shots of the building.
Can I see you? Have you got your license and everything ready for it?
Yeah, I don't need to provide it though. I have got it. I do have the appropriate license, yeah. But no, I'm not. No, no, I'm not. I'm not DJ. But yeah, so essentially, I will fly a drone over, and I'm going to just take some aerial shots of the building, and then at the end, we do a voiceover of the drone footage, and we just talk about, you know, what the company is, what they do, how long they've been in town, if there was anyone beforehand.
Can I ask the reason for the mask?
Yeah, because we respect our own privacy in public. Like obviously you guys and everybody else has got security cameras, and sometimes people come out, start taking photographs of us, you know, and if our photos get out on the internet, for example, you know, sometimes we get hassled because of what we do, you know, and all we do is we promote our rights, you know, we promote rights of photographers.
To what end, sorry?
To the end to educate. It's more to educate.
Educating what? I'm sorry. I'm not
Well,
understanding.
the laws on photography are quite clear. Any area that is publicly accessible, you can film, okay?
Yeah.
Whether that's...
As long as you're not sharing the footage with other people.
No, that falls under GDPR, and GDPR only applies to an organisation, not an individual. Now, we're just individuals. We don't fall under GDPR.
Yeah.
Now, the idea is that...
What about audio?
Audio, same thing.
No,
It is.
If you record audio of someone, you can use it, you can record it, whatever you like for
Yep.
anybody.
But
if you share that to someone else, then you need their permission.
Not in terms of the
I
video.
think that's correct.
I think you're wrong. I think you might want to check that
I
again,
will check
because
it for sure.
again,
Can I
GDPR.
have your contact details?
No, we don't
Check.
give personal information.
But you're recording me. So
Yes.
Surely I need some sort of
Well, two things on that.
way of contacting you in case.
No, not at
because
all.
you've just told me to check something that I honestly don't know.
No, honestly, you
So-
don't need to worry about that.
No, I do need to worry about
No,
it.
you don't. If you want to check.
Sorry, you're talking over me.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to explain to you, okay, and you're
Go on,
not
go
getting
for
it.
it.
We're individuals, okay. We don't fall under any GDPR whatsoever. That's an organisation. We're not an organisation, okay.
Right.
So GDPR only applies to organisations. It doesn't apply to members of the public.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the public. I can film anything I can see from a public space. That's the law,
But
okay.
This isn't a public space.
But it would be considered a public area under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972. Because it is a customer area.
Objection for me taking your images then?
You can take the images, no, not a problem. That's why the masks, you see, because what you've just done there, you will fall under GDPR, okay? Because you're wearing a Kia top, you're at work, that falls under GDPR. If I want to, I can request a copy of that, okay, through GDPR. That's absolutely perfectly
How do I know you're
No, but that's what I'm saying. I could do that under GDPR. You fall under GDPR.
To do it. You give me your name
Yeah,
and address.
but
and I'll
I
send you a
don't.
copy of the image.
Which I could do if I wanted it. I'm not really bothered. But I don't fall under that same guidance.
How do
So
I know that?
because
As you stand here today, how do I know that you're not representing a company?
because if I was representing a company, there'd be some sort of, well, we'd wear company clothing, for example. You know.
I don't come
Well, no,
from a
you don't
company
have to
where it
know. You don't have to know, but you've got to take my word for it. That's basically it. That's the long and short of it. This is what it's about. It's about being an individual. This is why, because people come out. This is why we do what we do. Because people like yourselves come out and they're like, oh my God, it's a camera, you know, and then they're quoting GDPR to us. They're quoting publicly accessible places and saying this is private and all this sort of
I'll
stuff.
tell you as to why people come out. It's nothing to do with privacy. It's nothing to do with GDPR.
Let me guess, because you have robberies and you worry people could be hostile reconnaissance. But if that was the case, would I stand here talking to you?
Possibly, because I don't know who you are. I didn't know.
No.
You could walk by tomorrow and I wouldn't even know who you were.
I was going to do that.
Yeah.
I'd wear a mask and not tell anybody what my name
That's
was.
exactly right.
Potentially, yes,
Yeah.
potentially. But I mean,
So
if
you come out to get people's backs up.
no, not at all.
Otherwise, you wouldn't wear a mask.
No, we wear the mask because just like this gentleman's done, he's come and took a photograph, right? Now, because of what we do, sometimes we can get hostile people,
I'm not
you
being
know.
hostile to
No,
you.
I know you're
I'm just
not,
asking
but
questions.
for example, let's say this gentleman here took a photograph and then he released that online and said, oh, this is this person, you know, he figured out where we were from, what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, I will tell you it's YouTube. We are doing YouTube videos, right? So if you now were to find our YouTube channel and he had a photograph of me with no mask or anything else and he said, oh, look, this is the guy, right? Then the next places we go, we can't go with anonymity and we might get treated differently.
Why do you need to go with that? I don't understand.
Because sometimes people like yourself don't like necessarily, like you've said, you know, you're filming me sort of thing. Some people don't like being filmed.
I don't mind being filmed. I just like to understand what
Yeah,
it's for.
so because some people don't like being filmed, right, what they do is, again, like this gentleman, they could take a photograph and then he could look on there and go, that's that guy, okay? So now we're getting hostility from people when we turn up and they go, oh, that's the guy, we know what he's up to,
Right.
you know, we don't like being filmed, we're going to kick off at him, you know? And all we're doing is trying to go around doing businesses, that's what we do, businesses,
you're-
you know?
You're saying your
YouTube channel sponsored then, is it?
No,
You
we
get
don't.
paid-
We're not
you get paid by
monetized.
yourself?
We're not monetized at all, not nearly. So we just make the videos out of curiosity and really to educate. We're part of a movement called pinac. Have you heard of it? It stands for photography is not a crime. And essentially what it means is we go around, we film businesses, we do big up the businesses if we get a good response. And if we get a bad response, we point out, you know, where they could, essentially it's a bit like an audit, you know. And sometimes we can get people who can get hostile, sometimes we get people who are quite nice, come have a look around, you know, we'll show you what we do. Either way, it makes it into the video and then the company's representation for what they've done ends up on YouTube. They can look, they can see what's going on. There's nothing hostile about it. You know, we don't ever say anything negative about the company. If they will just see the footage and decide for themselves whether or not that company's being hostile, whether they're being polite, whether they're adhering to sort of practices of GDPR, or even when it comes to like security, having SIA badges and, you know, health and safety issues and all that sort of stuff. People will decide for themselves. That's it. And essentially, we do get people come out, say, you can't film. You're not allowed to film. Try and stop us from filming. And that's what the movement's about.
Okay.
It's about pointing out, well, we can. The law protects what we're doing. It's a legal activity. You know, there's no law says we can't wear masks. There's no law says that we can't film.
Well,
you know.
From now, from this point, I don't know that you left the property.
No, that's fine. We'll do that. We're gonna just stand over on the public.
Purely
That's
for
fine.
The reason being, none of my
Just
stuff.
ask you, like,
Yeah.
if you're not up to any, no good,
Yeah.
what are you all covered up for? So that people can't see.
As I've
who
just
you are?
explained to this guy, it's because sometimes people will look, try and find out who we are, and then we get hostility when we attend businesses. That's all it is. So we try and avoid that.
Because if you came into the business and just said, "This is what we'd like to do," would it be appropriate to do it?
Yeah, and a lot of the
You'd probably
times.
get the answer.
Oh yeah.
If you want to do.
And
that,
a lot of
it's
the
not a
times,
problem.
businesses then say, "Well, can you come back on this day and stuff?" And then we don't get an accurate representation of how we're approached when we get to the business because they know we're coming.
Well,
So
if you can
they do all
explain
these
that
sort of
to-
things.
If you can explain that to the business owner when you first turn up,
Yeah.
but,
Which we would have done. We
being all
were.
covered up in disguise.
No, actually-
is, to me, a little bit offensive.
No, if I tell you, right, we walked down the main thing, we were just looking at what dealerships are on this area, like what cars are there and stuff, we like cars. We walked down here, went to Volkswagen, a guy came out there, Matt his name was, he was fine, he was absolutely fine with us, and he was like, yeah, just have a walk around, he's like, not a problem. I explained to him what we were doing, because normally what we do is we'll walk around, we'll take some outside shots, and then we will usually go into reception and say, this is what we're doing, this is what we're here. But we haven't had a chance today, because when Matt came out to us, he said, yeah, that's fine, carry on, and then some lady come out, who I don't know, her and some other guy, they told us, you can't film and all the rest of it. I had the same conversation with them.
The thing that you've got to understand is there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of vehicles.
Oh, absolutely understand that, yeah.
And we get so many people that walk round, that are
Scoping
more
the
up
place
to no
out.
good.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah? So, not being funny, the pair of you look massively suspicious.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Because you're all covered up.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
Yourself,
I understand where you're coming from.
So
And that's why,
from our point of view, protecting
your point of view, it could be a
cars
security issue.
that are owned by the
Yeah.
company and customers' vehicles, and you're also taking pictures of number plates and stuff.
Well,
like
we're not really bothering with them. We're more the building.
Blank them all out, I suppose.
Well, that's
you should really.
Yeah,
legally they should do, but you don't even know who they are. So.
And there are tools and stuff online. Yeah.
Because exactly as you were saying.
Yeah.
If you came onto site and said, "This is me,
Yeah.
this is who I am," etc., etc., right? But then you're trying to promote transparency, trying to promote the protection of privacy.
Yep.
And also the ability to photograph where you want
Yep.
to photograph.
Yeah.
But then, if you want to promote that, you should promote the everyday person doing that, not yourselves coming in.
Potentially,
looking
I understand where you're coming from, but
quite suspicious.
again, like I said, the reason being is solely because part of that education is that if somebody doesn't want to be filmed, there's steps they can take to prevent being filmed.
Right.
So if somebody chooses not to be filmed in public, where it's totally legal to film someone in public, then they could choose to wear a mask. That would stop them being seen.
Right.
And
I'm currently not in public.
No, you're currently not.
No.
But we believe.
And I'm asking you not to.
Yeah, and you've asked us to leave. Now the cameras stay on because for two reasons. Firstly, because there's a lot of guys around here. There's a lot of guys over there. There's a lot of activity going on. No, which you've just said, and you've just asked us to leave. But then we've carried on the conversation. But because we've carried on the conversation.
I should to stop filming right at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
see,
conversation.
but I'm not going to stop filming. Okay. Now I will go off there if you want us to leave right now and we carry on the conversation over there. That's fine. If you'd rather just go back inside, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind either way. Okay, it doesn't matter to me. What matters is that we've got a record here because, for example, if I turn this off, you could then call the police and say, oh, this guy was aggressive, this guy was violent, whatever. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, right? 7 people sort of around us right now. Any one of you guys at any moment, I'm not saying you would, but any one of you at any moment could get hostile, could get violent, you never know.
I'm hoping, you can see this.
Oh no, I'd hope you wouldn't either, I'm not saying I feel any hostility, I'm just saying it's a possibility. If the camera's not there, it won't capture anything, you see? So what we're doing is making sure that we don't get that kind of aggression. Do you see what I mean?
We've got our cameras up here.
Yeah, I know you have, yeah.
There's proof both ways.
Yeah.
And this is our property to film out.
But then also, if we sort of made a request for your cameras, you could say, well, we haven't kept the footage, we've lost the footage, whatever. So we're making sure we've got our own record, just as you'll have your own record, and I've not been hostile to you, I've not been hostile to anyone here. We're just going about our business, doing what we do, as you guys were in there, and then you guys have come out to us, and that's it. And we're not really, we're not causing anyone any bother, just, like I say, just filming the location, filming, like I say, we'll send a drone up and everything. If you guys want a copy of, say, the aerial shots or anything like that, we can provide them. That's not an issue. I don't mind giving you an email address, which we use for correspondence sometimes. I can give you an email address, and then if you email there and just say I'd like a copy of the footage or whatever, I can send you a copy of the footage, not a problem.
That's all right.
You know, and then you've got an email address, and if we really were up to no good, if you know, you could always use the police or whatever to get who we are from that email address. Do you see what I mean?
You couldn't, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh, the police can. We know the police have had it. You can, yeah, but nowadays with two-factor authentication and stuff, it's highly unlikely that, you know, I mean, they can get our information from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to give you an email address if that's what you want. I won't give my telephone number for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I won't give my name, but I'll give you an email address.
If you
Yeah,
don't mind,
if that
okay.
works, yeah.
Just intrigued.
Like, this is what we do, you know, just go around and film stuff.
Yeah.
We've done the scientific places last week. We went to Thermo Fisher and Kindever up there. You know, we went and spoke to them, spoke to security there. They were all fine, no issue.
I still don't understand I get the whole like photography, crime and all that. Like, I understand all that. I don't understand the reason for walking around filming places. I'm not following. Maybe it's just not for me.
No, the thing is, I've got friends and people who I'd call colleagues, even though they're different channels, different things, you know. They do the same sort of stuff, and you know, they've been assaulted because they've had a camera. They've had people, you know, try and steal the camera. They've had security come out and be quite aggressive to them, you know, even though they're doing things from public, even though and I understand what you said about it's not public. We will go off in a second, but you know, ultimately, it's like there's no need for that. Like, if you went to a park and,
but
you know...
if I come in with a camera and I was just filming walking around, and someone asked me to stop filming, I'd stop filming out of courtesy.
Yeah.
I'd talk to them about what it was, and then I'd say, can I continue filming? And they'd probably, if I was a nice person and I'd explained what I wanted properly, they'd probably say yes.
I understand that, but again, like I said to you...
we have the point from A to Z, not missing out bits.
What I'm getting is you're, from my perspective, you coming onto site is skewing that perspective a little bit. It's skewing the argument.
So are you like a manager here or something?
Because it doesn't matter. So the way you come onto site and the way you talk about it, you're initially quite what's the word? Quite standoffish, I guess.
Well,
so
I mean,
it skews the point of what you're trying to make. Because what you're trying to make is that you're allowed to film where you want, which is great. Fine.
Like, if you happen to come across our videos online, you'll see what we normally do in every situation. We walk around the perimeter first, and we film, you know, sort of the perimeter, the signs. If there's any signs saying, say for example, if this said here, private property, do not enter, we wouldn't come on. You know, we stick to the signs. If there was a barrier there, you know, but it's a business, exactly. Which is why the law would claim this is a public area, because it's publicly accessible. There's no barriers, there's no fences, there's no nothing. I understand that, but with it being private property, people get confused over what's private property and what's considered public area. They think they mean the same thing, like they think they mean public property or private, and it's not. You've got private property, which is where you own everything, you know, but then parts of that property can be known as publicly accessible, and those that would be considered under the law as public areas. So like, for example, your reception, because it's a public reception, it would be considered a public area. Now what I tend not to do, I don't come in and just start randomly filming inside, right? What we do most of the time is we'll walk around, take the footage from the outside, talking a bit about where the place is, what we're seeing. Then we always come into reception, always. Just not to film anything in reception. We literally walk straight up to the main desk, if there is one, I don't, you know. But we walk straight in and we say, okay, look, this is what we are, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it. And you normally warn people, because some people see a drone, and that's when they get freaked out. You know, it's not with us, it's with the drone.
Like the hostility, do you not think it's a better idea to go up to reception first and just let us know that you're on site?
Well, yeah, normally.
So that's what all of
but the thing is,
because you've come onto site with a mask and your hoods up,
and as you'll see on this, video, if you ever find it, you will find it. Just search for YouTube, search for Kia Loughborough. But when we went to Volkswagen, we actually asked the lady over there and the security guy, we said, how do we get into the main area, like the main reception of Kia and Mercedes? Because we walked all the way down that bit and there's no sort of entrance. So I said, how do we get through to that bit? Because we were thinking, well, there's all these cars, they must have got here somehow, you know, how do we get to the main entrance? And she said, up here was the main entrance. So we walked down here from where she told
So
us.
you've spoken to someone at Volkswagen about
Yep.
coming onto Kia's side?
Well, no, we spoke to someone at Volkswagen about how to get to Kia and Mercedes because there's no main entrance down there.
Yeah.
So she said, come this way, this is the way to get on, right? So we walked down here and then she was like stood there watching us, I don't know, and then she ran into you guys, but then we walked up here because she said that these bollards here indicate their sort of more public entrance. That bit there apparently is private, but over there is public, so I don't understand what she was talking about. But this part here, she said go off that bit. So we said, all right, we'll go down the main entrance. We walked here, literally walked in here because we saw that it said customer parking just there. So I'm trying to get out of the way of...
Off-site, to be honest,
Yeah.
if you could leave for us.
Yeah, but essentially all I'm saying is we walked on here because we saw customer parking and she said this was the entrance. Walked on here, I looked down there, saw that there's a sign with your opening time, so I assume that's the main entrance. And then as we walked here, that's when you guys started coming out. So we didn't actually get a chance to get to reception, you know what I mean? We were on our way to reception.
Okay.
And you'll see that on the video, you'll see that we asked her, where's the reception for Kia? We want to go let them know what we're doing. So, you know, we were going to come straight on rather than walk around first because there's nowhere really to walk around on here. You know, I mean,
go straight down there towards
other than go to reception. That's basically the only place we can go.
I think we're just going around in circles, so if you could leave side,
Yeah,
we can
not a
get
problem.
on with dealing with our customers.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that'd be great.
Yeah,
All right.
no problem. See you later.
Cheers.
So, interesting situation today. We had some rather eventful situations. We were here a bit longer than we expected, but you know, that's not a problem. Let's get up on the path. Now then, where do we go?
Lads, are you auditors?
Maybe.
Just because I watch a few of you guys on YouTube, I just thought I'd wonder who you lads were.
Yeah, we're auditors, yeah.
Yeah. Which one are you?
Skyview. Yeah.
I've not heard of it. Watch AB a lot.
Yeah, AB's good.
And who's the other one?
DJ?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah. DJ's good. Yeah. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, nice one. Check us out.
How would Parkers feel about us coming onto their side?
Oh, they wouldn't mind. I don't think you'd probably get, you know, like, response like,
No. We did have a bit of interesting response here, didn't we?
Yeah. They don't...
What about, like, AstraZeneca?
AstraZeneca. Down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Thermo Fisher and we did Kindever that was on the old 3M site. So the AstraZeneca place is a bit further back than that. So,
Whether they might
yeah. Yeah.
Are you from Loughborough, or?
Well, we're from near here. There you go, mate. Since you watch us.
Yeah, I'll watch one and I'll send you a message.
Yeah. We're still growing at the minute, but stick with us. There's a lot more footage ready to go. All right, mate. See you later. A nice guy. So we'll give a shout out to whoever that guy is. And right, I think we're done here, ain't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's walk back around. Go back onto the. Go back onto footpath area, back at the front, and I think we call that one there.
At this point, we thought it was over. We were wrong.
Hello, mate.
What's this all about?
Just filming, that's all.
Okay.
We just spoke to Matt in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sound with us, just walking around, but then some lady came out and said she was a bit higher level.
Okay.
You know, and then she was like, you got to get off site. So I said to her, well, where do we go to get onto Kia? And she said just to the back there. So we walked onto there, and then all these Kia guys came out, and it's like everyone goes crazy for a camera.
It's a bit suspicious, isn't it? You've got hoodies on, masks on, glasses
Yeah, that's because
on.
we're protecting our privacy. Just like, I suppose...
So then you're allowed to invade our privacy?
Well, no, because we didn't come into the... We didn't come in there or anything. You guys approached us. So we didn't invade anyone's privacy. We just walked around. Yeah, but it's publicly accessible area.
Publicly accessible, yeah.
Yeah,
But
which
still,
under...
if we ask you to leave, then we ask you not to take photos of our property.
Which, so we left. Yeah, so we left. You know, I mean, all we do
and
is...
Again, just because we have... If we don't want anything publishing about our property,
Yep.
then that's our final say as well.
Yeah, but anything we can see with our eyes from a public place, and you got to make the distinction between a public place and a private property.
Oh, okay.
Because a public place is anywhere that's publicly accessible. So Anywhere that we haven't jumped a fence or gone past a private sign or anything like that, if there's a reception, it means it's open to the public.
Why are you taking photos of security cameras?
We're not. I was taking a photo of the sign there that says Loughborough Volkswagen. It wasn't the security. I didn't even notice the security camera till your guy down there pointed it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's in an issue as long as it's not, it's not.
No, it's nothing hostile.
Nothing,
I'm not.
You've got to appreciate we have a long break.
If we can put your mind at ease, with no cars.
We've had lads photo. The reason we're asking is we've had lads photo in cars.
Yeah.
And then 2 nights later, they get
You've been
broken
into
and sat
yeah. No, I understand that. No, we're not going to do that.
I understand why you've got to be cautious. Money you've got invested here. But you've got to understand from our position as well.
It's a legal right.
We can do these things that we are doing. We're not
breaking any laws. We're all up on the legislation. We're polite with everybody we deal with. We don't get aggressive. We don't get hostile. We try and explain to them what we're doing. Usually, what we do is we walk around till we find a main entrance. Then we walk into the main entrance, say to them, "Look, this is what we're doing," and then we go. We explain exactly what we're doing. On this occasion, we were walking around here, and then Matt came out to us, and then the lady told us get off the land, so we did. We went off there, but then she told us to go to Kia, so we went to Kia where we were going to announce ourselves in reception. But then all the guys from Kia came out as soon as we set foot in the car park because the lady from Volkswagen hopped the thing and ran in to tell us. It's like,
you've got to appreciate from our.
I understand your security point of view,
You're in hoodies.
I do, But if you look at it from another point of view,
what are you doing? Why are you taking a photo?
Okay, so what we do, we go around businesses. At the minute, we're doing car dealerships, but we have done the scientific places over there, Thermo Fisher and Kindever we've done. We also do stately homes, things like that. And what we do, we basically go around, we film what we can film, we see what we can see from public, and then when we're done, we send a drone over, we get some aerial shots, which the companies that we deal with, more than happy to have copies of the aerial shots if they want them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, We give our email address if people, want to get in touch and ask for that. And then we just leave. We don't bother anybody. We don't.
What's your email address then?
So if you want a copy of the aerial footage, then just send an email there and ask for it. That's fine. We're not up to no good, like I say. And
we promote businesses.
Yeah, we do promote businesses a lot because.
Like a picture of your hiring sign.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That you're hiring. We'll put that up as well. That you're hiring. So
And the other thing as well we do is the reason we don't call ahead of time, because sometimes people say, well, all right, can you come back on, say, Thursday, right? And then we come back on Thursday and they make a point of being nice, they make a point of being all courteous and all that sort of stuff. We want the real thing. We want to go out, film what we can film, and if somebody approaches us, we'll explain what we're doing, and if they don't, we'll go and tell them.
The reason it will be like that is just because of the aspect.
Because of the message and the hoods.
We have 40 customers a day.
I understand that. And we're not causing any trouble. And like sometimes we get people calling the police, which is fine, because then the police come and we explain what we're doing to the police, and the police go and inform the businesses that we're not actually breaking any laws, And so, sometimes we do try and avoid that. We do tell people, and also if people do call the police, we do wait. We won't go anywhere if we know the police have been called, because otherwise they've got to try and find us. And since we know we're not doing anything wrong, we've got nothing to hide. We'll just wait around, And I know there was one guy back there who mentioned police. Whether or not the police have been called, though, I don't know. So, we were just about to head off, but then obviously you've come across. So, do you know if the police have been called or anything?
I don't know, to be honest.
No? Is there any way of finding out?
No, I don't know.
No?
I generally don't know.
Because, obviously, we don't want to walk off and then the police turn up and be like, where are they? We'd rather wait for the police, because... Yeah, but we're not actually up to anything. So if the police are coming, like that security guy in there, he'll know because he's the one that said it. So we don't want to step on your land again to come and ask the security guard. But what we do want to do is establish whether the police are coming, because
I think they are.
Right, that's fine. Because if they were, we'd wait. We've got nothing to hide. Legitimately, nothing to hide. We're just filming, taking some photos. We'll send a drone over. The wind's picked up now, so we might not be able to get it up today. I might have to return and do it another day. But when we do that, that'll take off and land from public. I've got all the relevant documentation for that as well. So we're not causing anyone any harm. It's just sometimes people come out and you
can understand why.
I can. But then when we explain
if you guys were there with chutty cameras, open face,
it wouldn't be a question.
The reason why you're hiding your faces is good.
But it's all part of the education. Like it's an educational thing. It's called pinac. It's a movement. It stands for photography is not a crime, right? And essentially, like, you've just walked over to us, but then we have it where people will walk over to us, like yourself, and you'll go, are you filming? And I go, well, yeah, right? And you'll go, well, turn your camera off. But then it's like, well, look, I'm in public, and back there, even though we're stood on the customer car park, it's considered a public space because it's publicly accessible. So even then, telling someone to turn the camera off, that's not allowed. You know, you can't do that. However, what we're doing with the masks is showing people, if you do not want to be filmed in a public place, there are steps you can take to not get filmed, you know? The same rules that give you guys the right to have your video cameras up there is the exact same rules that give us the right to do what we're doing, you see?
But on the same note, every time we've had a break-in,
well, I mean, that's just a coincidence, you know?
It's not coincidence, is it?
Well, it is, because we're not breaking in.
No,
you know,
no.
So it's just a coincidence, really.
It's suspicious.
I mean,
you think we're suspicious, that's why I'm saying police.
Yeah, because we're not suspicious.
We've got no issues.
I mean, put it this way: if we were up to no good, the minute we're challenged, we'd have legged it. Let's be fair.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Like, we're not going anywhere. We're not, you know. I know it seems a bit weird. I get it. I do.
Oh, you're filming me now. I'll start filming you.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Now the thing is,
no.
Let me tell you, right? Just before you do that, okay? If you take a photo of me, that's fine. I'm covering my face for privacy, right? That's absolutely fine. However, you work for a company, so you're covered under GDPR.
I'm not at the moment. I'm on my lunch.
Right, but you're wearing a Volkswagen thing. You're on company property, and you're discussing the company. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So if you're an individual now, if you're an individual now, and you're a member of public now, no problem. Film away. You know. But these guys out there, one of the guys from Kia. No. I don't mind, mate. I don't mind, honestly.
Sorry.
Is that nothing phone?
What do you mean?
You know,
the
your
new phone.
Is it brand nothing? It's a brand called nothing.
You know.
Oh right, yeah. That's a cheap one.
Yeah, a guy from Kia.
You lucky bugger. I want one.
A guy from Kia came out and he took a photo straight away. Right now, I don't mind. You know, that's why I cover my face. But if I wanted to, I could request that footage because he's covered under GDPR, under a business, an organisation. So even if it's on his personal phone, I can request a copy. Now I'm not going to because I don't need to. I don't no interest. You know, but as a member of the public, you can film whatever. But you're so where your security cameras, for example, if any of your security cameras are picked us walking around, we can request that through GDPR. You know, but I've got no interest in doing that, you know, unless I needed to, unless, like, say, for example, I was assaulted or something, which has happened, you know, that's when we do it, you know, but...
As far as I'm concerned, as long as there's no aggro.
No aggro, mate, no aggro.
Consequences.
No,
you're going to get no trouble from us, mate, whatsoever. But we're heading off now anyway. If the police haven't been called or whatever, then we're not going to, you know. But,
are we allowed to come back at all? Maybe.
Not dressed like that. No. If you had approached it different, and we spoke to, at the end of the day, Leicester's own 52 dealerships. So if they have set controls on who does media and so on.
Understandable.
If you came and then I sent an email to Leicester and says, can this be done, like say someone else on a particular day, then potentially
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you know, but obviously, like I say, we will come back and do the drones. I think it is a bit windy for the drone today, looking at your flags. So we'll come back and do the drone another day, but we'll stay out of the way. We won't even, you know, we'll just stay out of the way, probably round about there on that road, just take the drone, you know. But other than that, yeah, nothing to worry about, mate. Nothing to worry about, but, you know.
Then, guys.
All right, mate, thanks a lot.
Sorry for alarming everyone. Sorry for alarming everyone.
All right, mate, cheers. So, there you have it. Another interesting situation. Another guy.
No, that was Volkswagen. Really don't like it.
No. And the thing is, we may well make a return visit to see if they've been educated, see if they've learned that it is legal what we're doing, and we're not causing anyone any aggro. We're just trying to promote our own little, you know, movement of pinac. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the drone up today because it just got too windy. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe because it helps the channel no end, and comment if you like what you saw. For now though, we've been Skyview.